Now you can start.
So I'd like to make a motion to start the license board meeting for 5:15 PM on December 4th. Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. And so the commissioners present tonight are live, but it is just Commissioner Moriarty and myself, Commissioner Luciano. And we will not do roll call because we are both live.
Good.
So the first item on the agenda is a new seasonal all alcohol license. And this is for 66 Corporation, East Jackson Street. We had a hearing a while back, and this is a continuation from September 4th, October 2nd, and November 6th. So,
So I'm not sure if anybody's on Zoom, excuse me, for this item, but I haven't heard anything from them. I went to Board of Health today, they have no application, and I went to building, department, and there's nothing in there either, so I don't really know where they stand at with the process of this. I reached out to the city solicitor, Tashina, to see if she has heard anything, and she hasn't heard from them either, so.
So this actually gives me an opportunity to ask a question I need to ask separately anyway, which is, what is the likelihood that we're gonna need to meet on December 15th right now?
18th,
18th.
we have 12 licensees that have not renewed, so we will
So
be having a
definitely having
separate
it.
meeting.
I would suggest that we just see what happens in between now and the 18th.
Okay.
okay, and I want to say by the 18th, if there's nothing, I would make a motion to take it off the agenda at this point, and they can just start over in 8 months.
Yeah, I don't think it's going how they, honestly, with.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so, motion to table till the 18th,
Second,
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
and now can I bring up a separate issue sort of tied to that? My son took a job at Brennan's Pub last year. So I now have a family, a close family member who is working at one of the licensees. Under normal circumstances, I would disclose that and I would recuse myself from the vote. However, with only 2 of us here, I don't think we can renew on a single vote. So there's 2 ways we can do this, and I don't care which one. But we can either take any of the Brennan's matters and push them out to the 18th. I don't think that would affect them in any way. Or I can invoke what's called the rule of necessity. When there's a conflict of interest, there is a rule that allows you to vote anyway, as long as you've disclosed it and not participating would undermine normal board business. That would apply here, but it's also not absolutely necessary because we can also take it up on the 18th. But either way, I just have to make that absolutely crystal clear because I have a close family member now working with a licensee, which was never the case before this year.
I don't know if this helps, but there's no issue with Brennan's.
That is always a good thing.
Yeah, there's no issues. They have their CFI, they submitted their paperwork. There's no issues, like, they're highlighted because they're good.
Right, so I'm an appointed municipal employee that has to be very careful
Yeah.
about scrupulously following the conflict of interest laws in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So that's where the issue is. It has nothing, it doesn't actually have anything to do with Brennan's.
No, I know, but I'm like, I don't know if that would help you,
Yeah.
but.
Is it, so, let me ask you this. Because I don't see anything wrong with you invoking in this situation, especially when there's
Okay.
nothing up for them.
Yep.
But if you're uncomfortable doing that,
No, I'm actually ambivalent. I think it's fine if anybody raises a question between now and then. I can always ask to reconsider, rescind the vote, and have you guys do it separately when Jose's here. So I think there's plenty of ways to solve it if for some reason this becomes an issue. And the chances this would become an issue with anybody are just about 0. It's just I have to be very clear about disclosing and why I'm doing it, the way I'm doing it. So I'm happy to
you're gonna
invoke.
invoke it.
I will invoke the rule.
Okay, great. Thanks for disclosing, sure. All right, so now we're on to our 2025 on-premise alcohol license renewal, and you want us to take them one at a time?
Yep, 1, 2, and 3, we have to take them separate.
Okay, so, first one is Boogaloo Ballroom, 120 High Street.
So I have Emily Ortiz on Zoom. She is the owner of Boogaloo. I spoke with her, I want to say last week or 2 weeks ago. They closed. So right now for 2025, if we're gonna renew this license, it would be considered a pocket license. So that's why I told her to join the meeting.
Well, thanks for joining us. I guess we usually ask, what is the plan for, Boogaloo Ballroom?
Yes, hi all. So we are working right now with Vadim, the property owner, and my attorney as well. So we are trying to find someone. But you know, I renew everything and everything is up to date, so it's easier for whoever wants to stay there. We tried for a year to sell the business, but I didn't want to renew the lease again. But I have been working closely with Vadim Tulchinsky, the property owner. So hopefully by the end of this month we'll have someone or a plan. So I'm gonna get in contact with Alex, if anything happens. We were supposed to meet, these past weeks, but with the holidays and everything, I told him, like probably this week we're gonna all meet again and see what happens.
Fair. And
So
was there some business conducted during 2024? It hasn't been dormant all year, has it?
No, it just closed, September, Emily?
Yeah,
October?
September, beginning of October, yeah.
Yeah, and that
So
was
it
what
was
we put
20.
with, yeah,
Plenty of leeway.
yes.
So we're gonna put it into a pocket state.
Yeah.
Yes.
And are we gonna do give it a year like we normally do?
Yeah, for sure. I think I certainly got all 2025 to find somebody.
Yep.
In 2026, we have to ask even more probing questions, I think.
Okay, so, do we approve and pocket?
Yep, so we're gonna approve it, we would approve it as a pocket license, so we'll approve it with the state, but we won't issue the license because there's no business to issue the license to.
Okay, so, motion, are you ready?
Yes. Okay.
Motion to approve, Boogaloo Ballroom, alcohol license, but placed in a pocket state, with, it coming out of the pocket state by the end of 2025. Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved, both Commissioner President voted in favor. Okay, so, did you understand that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And again, I'm gonna be meeting with my attorney and Vadim this coming week, so hopefully we'll have an answer and I'll let you guys know what we're gonna do.
Great, thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Perfect.
Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You
Good
too.
night.
Bye.
And we have on the agenda is Pizzeria Uno, was that the one by the mall? Is there an
Yeah, so
address?
that was wrong.
Okay, I guess there's no address anymore.
And that's why I didn't put it, because there's no really address attached to it. So Steve is here, this license became pocket in 2024, like we renewed it in 2023 for 2024 pocket state. So he's doing the renewal again for 2025, but the good news is he has a buyer.
So as of 4 o'clock yesterday, after several weeks of not being able to get attorneys, buyers and sellers together, I have a signed purchasing agreement for this license.
That
Lawyer better than me.
is, there's no way I read this whole thing. Oh,
Right.
it's a
And-
very familiar looking document.
Yeah, I assume you're familiar with the buyers. It's Mick Cordiff and his partner who bought Sherman Horns. They have Delaney and Log Cabin, and they're looking to upgrade to a full liquor license. I know
Frank.
their attorney, Frank, well, which Frank? Frank, the
Frank
attorney, Caruso has been in touch
Yep.
with you guys. So I would request that you redo this for 2025 and give us the time to close this deal.
I'm
So
so.
is this is my copy?
Yes, that is a copy, sorry.
No, that's a copy, it's in the file.
And it's like, we're dealing with people we know.
Oh, yeah, and Frank Caruso, the attorney, he's amazing. I work with him a lot and he doesn't play with these transfers. So, so as I mentioned in last month's meeting, Sherman Horn's transfer was approved. But they have, for their pizza shop or the restaurant side, they have beer and wine. So they want a full alcohol license. In order to transfer the alcohol license, they need to also have a buyer for the beer and wine at the same time, because they can't have two licenses in one premise. So they're working on that. But it looks really good.
Congratulations and good luck.
No, thank you. It was the last piece of our sad Uno ending, but you know, it helps us out. We took on some obligations at the end of the closing and this helps, so thank you well, you haven't done it yet, sorry.
Hold on, this has nothing to do, Alex, though, I thought there was a licensee that had a seasonal all alcohol and a full-time beer and wine license on the same premises. I thought we had that situation.
There's some people, for example, Boogaloo, the one that she has that, a seasonal all alcohol and an annual beer and wine.
So those you can combine, but you can't combine two regular?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just curious, because we've never heard of that, you know, I heard of that situation, so I'm just curious.
Terms and
Okay.
conditions apply.
Yeah. Complications.
Yeah.
Motion to approve this stay in your pocket state.
Yes, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Good luck with the transfer,
Thank
it's good news.
May I ask one question?
Oh,
No,
sure.
I'm just curious. What if they just turned in their beer and wine license? I mean, you don't always, if you have one, you can give it up.
You could,
It's-
sorry.
But is it valuable? Are there more beer and wines that could be issued, or is this, would have value for them to sell?
So we're over quota.
You are,
So
okay, that-
if they don't renew it, or
It goes.
if they, just give it up to the state, cause the
Right.
ABCC will act if they're gonna surrender the beer and wine.
Right.
So if they surrender it, we don't, the Holyoke, the town, the city doesn't get it back.
right, so then it would go away, so it behooves
And it
them
is valuable.
to sell.
And
Okay.
it's not the city's-
I was just curious, that thought came in mind.
It's a good question, so I have a question on that. Can we pocket it?
The city?
The beer and
Can
wine.
we pocket the beer and wine?
Yeah, that, I don't know how that would work, because, the seller would have to provide documents in order to transfer the license, so.
And then it would have the same address when they went to transfer it, okay,
Yeah.
that makes,
It would
to
be
the
too
state.
complicated,
Yeah,
for
that would
us
be too
to
complicated.
put that on.
I mean, that's a frank thing, I was just curious.
They'll solve it.
They'll
Frank
figure it
is
out.
great, so.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you all very much, Alex, thank you for all your help.
You're welcome,
I
have a
appreciate
good
it.
Christmas.
You too,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Alright. So next, we have 99 Restaurant and Pub.
So, as I mentioned in the last month's meeting, 99 closed. I found out through the news. I believe somebody from 99 is here.
Yes, Philip Purcell with the 99.
Hello, Philip.
And
Well,
we have retained a broker to market the license, and we hope to have a buyer for it within the next couple of months.
Good enough for me, Nick? Yeah. Okay, shall we make a motion?
Anything to add before we do that?
No, so as long as he has the plan and just,
Okay.
if you wanna let him know the state rules apply, like,
Okay.
it's deposit for a year. But 99 still has to pay their renewal fee. That's the only thing.
Yes,
that's
of course.
outstanding.
And you
Yes.
will have that, I've got the check, it's sending out FedEx today, you'll have it tomorrow.
Perfect, thank you.
So we're placing it in a pocket state, but then the approval is still contingent upon payment.
There you go, that's the motion.
Okay, so that was the motion I made.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. And the remaining, we give the pocket state, we allow that for a year. Before they do again. So hopefully though, it won't take that long for you to transfer, especially with an active broker at work.
All right, thank you very much.
So we wish you the best of luck, sorry to see you
Good luck.
go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So can we take any of the following together? Oh. Can we take any of the following together?
4 and 5.
4 and 5, okay. So we have Round One Entertainment, 50 Holyoke Street. This is for an on-premise alcohol license renewal, and Holyoke Seafood Inc. doing business as Monsoon Bistro, also 50 Holyoke Street, which is the mall.
And everything's in.
I want to make a motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Both Mr. President voted in favor. And
6 separate.
6 is separate. One, so the next on-premise alcohol license renewal is for 110 Grill, 50 Holyoke Street.
They haven't passed their inspection.
So
So,
I'm back on for the 18th.
we could,
Let's do it that way.
So want to make a motion to table this to the next December license board meeting, which is December 18th.
And they do understand the consequences if they're not ready by the 18th, right?
they should, yeah, I mean, I spoke with them today, I don't know how much more I can stress this, the inspection, I
So,
mean,
yeah.
we're super proactive.
Yep.
I don't,
Now, have they started the process?
they have, so like, they have started it, they just haven't passed
Okay,
That's-
they had some stuff they have to do.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
And the next ones?
7 and 8 we can take together.
So next we have Sumo Steakhouse, also 50 Holyoke Street, and Mambo's Cafe, 497 to 499 High Street.
Everything's in.
vote to approve.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
9 by itself.
Kaye Bar, 273 Main Street.
So all of his paperwork is in with us as well as the building department, but the building department has not went out to do an inspection. I don't know why. What I could say is they are short-staffed. They have 2 inspectors only. The assistant commissioner left, so now it's just an inspector and Leslie Ward, which is the new building commissioner. I honestly, I couldn't tell you why they haven't went out, but that's what's outstanding. They don't have a certificate of inspection.
The 18th?
Yes, you want to make that
Yeah,
motion?
I move that we table the 18th.
And I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Wait, let me see, table. Yeah, table. Sorry, I'm just getting my notes. The lot, single or some together?
Sadly, we have to go by ourselves.
The Log Cabin Banquet and Meeting House Incorporated, 500 East Hampton Road.
Everything's in for them, but this application is still under transfer, so technically, this license still belongs to Peter. For all 3. I just wanted to state that.
And can we move things with the status quo the way it is into next year to let this get resolved with, because TABCC, we're
We
waiting.
definitely have to renew it. If we don't
Yeah.
renew it, there's no license to transfer, but I just wanted to put out
So
there
that-
that this license is still in transfer.
Got it, so not only can we need to.
Yeah.
Move to approve.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
We can take 11, 12, and 13 together.
Okay, so next we have, D Hotel and Suites, One Country Club Road, Delaney Restaurant, Inc., One Country Club Road, and Cracker Barrel, 227 Whiting Farms Road.
So with the license board, they are good, but same thing, they have not passed inspection. They have submitted paperwork, they just didn't pass.
And do you know much of the details? I mean, it's 3 different places, so everybody might have a slightly different story, huh?
Yeah, so I have a spreadsheet, I don't remember if it's the D Hotel or the Lady House, but I know for one of them, they were giving them a 6-month grace period. They just wanted to make sure that the fire department was ready to approve it.
We just haven't heard back yet.
Exactly.
Okay, so, why don't we just see where we're at May 18th?
Yeah.
So move on all 3 to the 18th.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, now we're up to 14.
We could take 14 and 15 together.
So we have the Unicorn Inn, 126 High Street, and the Clover Pub, 104 High Street.
Everything's in for them, everything.
Move to approve.
Second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
16 by itself,
Bamboo House, 223 Northampton Street.
they haven't passed their inspection.
Continue the 18th? Move to continue the 18th?
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, again, so moved.
And then 17, 18, and 19, we can take together.
So we have Holyoke Lodge and Elks, BPOE, 902 to 902, 250, is that supposed to be Whitney?
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Oh, I'm sorry, it is Whitney. I missed the T.
Funny, I just yelled out whiny at you. Hamden Tap Inc., 874 Hamden Street, and the club, you said, wait, and 19?
Yep, 17, 18.
And the clubhouse, 209A South Street.
Yep, and everything's in. Real quick, for 19, the clubhouse, they were on our June agenda for a transfer from the father to the son, and that just got approved by the state.
Okay.
So we done. Good.
So I want to make a motion to approve these 3.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
And just to clarify, Hampton Tap is Griffin's.
No, Hampton's has is Woodstone, but.
Oh, way up Hampton, okay.
Yeah, all the way, yeah, the only reason why it's not Woodstone on here because their actual license is not Woodstone.
Yeah, no, there's more licenses up there than there used to be. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, now we're up to 20.
separate.
So we have Holyoke Knights of Columbus, 250 Westfield Road.
Also same thing, no inspection.
I move to continue the 18th.
Second that, all those in favor of continuing?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
21 by itself,
JP's Restaurant, 200 Whiting Farms Road.
everything's in for him.
Second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
22 and 23, we can take together.
So we have, Vilsupsky Park, 200 Country Road, and Mill One Event Space, 110 Lyman Street.
So neither of them have a certificate of inspection.
Move to continue the 18th.
I second that, motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
And then we can do 24, 25, 26. We can do from 24 to 35.
Ooh, that's right, all right. Okay, Donovan's Irish Pub, 80 Jarvis Avenue, Capri Pizza and Restaurant, 18 to 20 Cabot Street, Francie's Tavern, 108 Maple Street, Ivory Billiards Lounge, 151 Chestnut Street, Brian Boru, 37 Commercial, Amadeus Restaurant, 8 North Bridge Street, Pickles Pub and Pizzeria, 910 Hamden Street, Brenna's, 173 High Street, Deja Vu Night Spot, 414 South Street.
Sorry, that's 414 High Street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
414, that's right.
because we have 414 South and
That
414
number
High.
keeps coming up.
I know.
So Deja Vu Night Spot, 414 High Street, Griffin's Cafe, 329 Hamden Street, Holyoke Turn Marine, 624 to 626 South Bridge Street, Wyckoff Country Club, 233 East Hampton Road.
Everything's in for those.
Move to approve.
Second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Just to make you aware, Mike, Wyckoff is in the process of selling, and they reached out to the mayor, and now they will be on the December 18th agenda for a transfer. So we will be having a hearing on December 18th.
Okay, but that's the stuff that's gonna be pending well into 2025, so it's not.
I don't, yeah.
We still, we need to renew just like the
We do,
others.
but it was just like an FYI, they will be on the December 18th agenda for the
Absolutely.
transfer.
Okay, thanks.
And then,
So now we're at 36.
yep, and then from 36 to 40, we gotta take separate.
Oh, separate, okay. El Paricio Colombiana, 351 High Street.
He doesn't have a certificate of inspection. The fire department hasn't signed off on it.
Okay, move to continue the 18th.
Second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Obie Knox Lodge of Elks, 18 and a half Spring Street.
Obinox they did not pass inspection this year, but they have been in a pocket state for 3 years now. The good thing is that they are almost done with their repairs, because they applied for funds and the city gave it to them, so they are almost done, fixing up the building, so it would just remain. His goal is for next year, like for 2025, it is supposed to be open,
Right.
but as of right now, it's.
So in this case, do we simply continue it as a license in a pocket state?
Mhm.
Does that make the most sense?
And when they go to activate, they have to come back to us?
Yeah, because he needs to provide insurance, he needs to apply for an entertainment license and a common victualler. Right now, I just collect his renewal and his fee, until he's actually open.
Got it. Okay, well,
So
you make a motion yet?
Well, I will. I move
Okay.
to approve this in a continuing pocket state.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Then we have Schermerhorn Seafood Restaurant, 224 Westfield Road.
So this transfer just got approved, this is under the new owners, F&M Highway. But they're closed, under construction.
So they're doing work, right?
They're doing work.
So they're gonna need a new certificate of occupancy on the other side of the
They're
road.
gonna need new everything, so right now they're under construction, same thing, I just collected the fee and the renewal, so I think their pockets are like.
I agree.
months.
I move to continue this as a pocket license.
Alright.
And they're not currently in a pocket state, but we're actually putting them in a pocket state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Certainly a temporary situation. for me,
Right.
For sure.
Right.
so want to make a motion to approve this in a pocket state, while the renovations are going on.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Paper City Bar and Grill,
Paper City, Bar and Grill's been on a pocket, I think they were only open for like 6 months, back in 2022. And they've been in a pocket state ever since. So they are trying to transfer this license into the hotel, which is also owned, but this transfer has been going on for over a year. The applicant just can't get the paperwork right. I don't think they're working with an attorney, which is even harder, because it's an intense application. So I resubmitted before the holidays. The ABCC came back with a denial because the application is still no good. So I don't know what to say.
Here's my suggestion. Let's do this one short. Not for 12 months, for some period of time less than that. We got so much going on the 18th. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Right,
What do you say we extend this as a pocket license to, say, the April meeting? And then they need to get in here and tell us what's going on. We may need to have some hard words with them about what the threat they're posing to their license.
Okay, yeah.
April meeting 2025.
So, do we, just from last time's learnings, do we wanna make it like a week or so after the meeting?
Oh,
No, but it's like I want to give them January, February, March to like figure this out and get it
Right.
done.
But there's nothing expires. Well, it doesn't matter because it's a pocket license anyway.
That's right. It's
Okay.
just they need to renew when they come in April. Hopefully,
they
ready to do
would be,
business.
right, they, hopefully before April, they're approved, so they don't even need to come in April, right? That's your point?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And that maybe is enough leeway, maybe it's not, but I think by that time, we still want to see them back in here again and hear what's going on.
Got it.
Okay. Do you wanna make that motion?
Sure, so I move to renew this license as a pocket license expiring at the April board meeting.
But you wanna, okay, again, if we're gonna expire something, I wanna make it a week later in case we have.
There's nothing to
situation.
expire, that's the thing, pocket licenses
Yeah, it
don't
doesn't
expire.
Right,
So
right,
it's
it's like-
required.
They have to report in
Yeah,
April.
Right, it would, yeah,
Okay.
to report at the April.
Good. I'm just cautious about expiring anything on the
I
day,
remember,
on the day of the
yeah.
meeting, that's all.
I remember that.
So you have that motion down? Okay, I want to second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. And our final alcohol renewal is, for tonight, is Homewood Suites, 375 Whitney Avenue.
And they don't have, inspection.
We'll continue to the 18th.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
So that's,
Yeah, I'm gonna ask about the inspections. You think it's just they're behind?
I honestly, I couldn't tell you, and I don't think it's professional to even state that on record.
Okay.
So it's not my department, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you, that's all.
Okay, so it's just odd because last year everything was not, it wasn't like this last year.
I'm counting 11. I understand for a lot of reasons, the pressures the building department's under, both staff-wise and in terms of this and many other big projects they took on, maybe they wanted to have rethought. And so, my greatest concern is these 11 license holders, if it is awaiting review of the work they're doing, I'm hoping we can find a way to make sure we're not making that somebody's problem and costing them business in early January. And we're gonna wanna really explore that intensively. Like, I am hoping we will see somebody from the building department and somebody from the fire department and probably somebody from the law department here to tell us what our options are and what the status is for any of these 11 people who aren't simply ready to renew at this time. And if we have 11 people that are all set, we don't need them.
Do you want me to share the spreadsheet and you can read the notes?
That would be really helpful.
All right, now we're on to 2025 common victual license renewal.
And we could take all of those.
And we're gonna take all 55 in one shot. All right, here we go. Round One Entertainment, 50 Holyoke Street. Holyoke Seafood Inc., doing business as Monsoon Bistro, 50 Holyoke Street. 110 Grill, 50 Holyoke Street. Sumo Steakhouse, 50 Holyoke Street. The Log Cabin Banquet and Meeting House Inc., 500 East Hampton Road. D Hotel and Suites Inc., One Country Club Road. Delaney Restaurant Inc., One Country Club Road. Cracker Barrel, 227 Whiting Farms Road. The Unicorn Inn, 126 High Street. The Clover Pub, 104 High Street. Bamboo House, 2223 Northampton Street. Holyoke Lodge of Elks, BPOE 902, 250 Whitney Avenue. Hamden Tack Inc., 874 Hampton Street, the Clubhouse, 209 South Street, Holyoke Knights of Columbus, 250 Westfield Road, JP's Restaurant, 200 Whiting Farms Road, Pilsudski Park, 200 Country Road, Mill One Event Space, 200 Lyman Street, Donovan's Irish Pub, 80 Jarvis Avenue, Capri Pizza and Restaurant, 18 to 20 Cabot Street. Francie's Tavern, 108 Maple Street, Ivory Billiards Lounge, 150 Chestnut Street, Brian Boru, 37 Commercial, Amadeus Restaurant, 8 North Bridge Street, Pickles Pub and Pizzeria, 910 Hamden Street, Brenna's, 173 High Street, Deja Vu Night Spot, 414 High Street, Griffin's Cafe, 329 Hamden Street, Holyoke Turn Marine, 624 to 626 South Bridge Street, Wyckoff Country Club, 223 East Hampton Road, El Precio Colombiano, 351 High Street, Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, we got multiple Dunkin' Donuts, one at 473 Pleasant Street, the next one, 225 Whiting Farm Road, 330 Main Street, and the final Dunkin' Donuts at 1600 Northampton Street. Then we have Denny's, 2173 Northampton Street, Nick's Nest, 1597 Northampton Street, White Hut, 825 Hamden Street, Springdale Lunch, 827 Main Street, Fruity Bubble, 50 Holyoke Street, Pretzel Maker by JCPenney, which is at the mall, 50 Holyoke Street, and then the Pretzel Maker by Macy's, 50 Holyoke Street, Target Store, 50 Holyoke Street, Holyoke Pizza, 213 South Street, Feeney, 2 Feeney Road, Domino's Pizza, 341 Appleton Street, Old San Juan Bakery, 408 High Street, China House, 322A Appleton Street, Love Nuts Cafe, 1025 Main Street, D'Angelo, 2175 Northampton Street, McDonald's. So we have McDonald's at 233 Whiting Farm Road, McDonald's at 285 Maple Street, and a McDonald's at 2194 Northampton Street. Chipotle Mexican Grill, 235 Whiting Farm Road, and the final one is Paper City Post, 325, located at 22 Sycamore Street.
And all is it for the comment base.
It seems like a shockingly small number of Dunkin' Donuts for a community of our size.
Only 3. Yeah.
You're kidding, huh?
They used to have 4, but I think one went away.
Yeah.
And you know one just went in on Route 5, where you're going up to East Hampton? When you, as soon as you enter East Hampton, you leave Holyoke in East Hampton, there's Dunkin' Donuts there.
Yeah,
Oh.
not
Did they-
a too soon. That's East, that's in East.
It's in East Hampton now,
Did they
yes.
do that? 'Cause that was like, for like.
Oh, I think you're thinking the one up on, by the mountain.
Yeah.
This is over on Route 5.
Oh, okay.
And they just they're putting a traffic light in, which is blinking now,
Right.
and they put a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, and there's no action going up near, Lock Avenue, where they wanna put one as well.
Right, that just keeps getting dealt with controversy. But this actually is very well placed because, you know, by the time I get from Whiting Farms Road to Northampton Street to the end of Route 5, that's 3 coffees I could have. This really works. Yeah.
You're gonna be all jazzed up all day.
No, it's changed too much coffee. I move to approve.
Second that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, now you wanna take the next one, Michael, the entertainment license?
You got it.
All together.
And they're all set to go? All right, here we go. Round 1 Entertainment, 50 Holyoke Street. Holyoke Seafood Inc. doing business as Monsoon Bistro, 50 Holyoke Street. 110 Grill, 50 Holyoke Street. Sumo Steakhouse, 50 Holyoke Street. The Log Cabin Banquet and Meeting House Inc., 500 East Hampton Road. D Hotels and Suites Inc., 1 Country Club Road. Delaney Restaurant Inc., 1 Country Club Road. Cracker Barrel, 227 Whiting Farms Road. Unicorn, 126 High Street. Clover Pub, 104 High Street. Bamboo Lounge, 2223 Northampton Street. Holyoke Lodge of Elksby, POE 902, 250 Whitney Avenue, again, not Whiting. Hamden Tap House Inc., 874 Hamden Street. The Clubhouse, 209A South Street. Holyoke Knights of Columbus, 250 Westfield Road. JP's Restaurant, 200 Whiting Farms Road. Pilsudski Park, 200 Country Road. Mill One Event Space, 110 Lyman Street. Donovan's Irish Pub, 80 Jarvis Avenue. Capri Pizza and Restaurant, 18 to 20 Cabot Street, Francie's Tavern, 108 Maple Street, Ivory Billiards Lounge, 151 Chestnut Street, Brian LaRue, 37 Commercial Street, Amadeo's Restaurant, 8 North Bridge Street, Pickles Pub and Pizzeria, 910 Hamden Street, Brenna's, 173 High Street, Deja Vu Night Spot, 414 South
High
Street.
Street, High
That's
Street.
High
Oh, I'm sorry, 414 High Street, Griffin's Cafe, 329 Hamden Street, Holyoke Turnverein, 624 through 626 South Bridge Street, Wyckoff Country Club, 223 East Hampton Road, El Paraiso Colombiano, 351 High Street, Holyoke Community Media Inc., 1 Court Plaza, Ibaritos Sports Club, 252 through 254 Maple Street, and Paper City Post 325 at 222 Sycamore Street.
All is in.
So, motion to approve,
Second?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, and now on to the automatic amusement devices renewal.
We could take those all together.
I made notes of everything.
Oh, that's right,
We
sorry.
went over it.
Mm.
Griffin's Cafe, 329 Hampden Street, Brenna's, 173 High Street, Holyoke Turnverein, 624 South Bridge Street, Pickles Pub and Pizzeria, 910 Hampden Street, Ivory Billiards, 151 Chestnut Street, Holyoke Knights of Columbus, 250 Westfield Road, the Clubhouse, 209A South Street, the Clover Pub, 104 High Street, Round One Entertainment, 50 Holyoke Street, Francie's Tavern, 108 Maple Street, Gibaritos Sports Club, 252 to 254 Maple Street, and Paper City Post 325 at 22 Sycamore Street.
Move to approve.
The second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Now we have an in-holder license renewal for the Unicorn Inn, 126 High Street.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Now we're on to 2025 off-premise alcohol license renewal. Off-premise alcohol, okay. City Gas, 3 Brown, and these we can take all together. Yeah. Holyoke, so City Gas, 3 Brown Avenue, Holyoke Liquor Mart, 2217 Northampton Street, High Street Liquors, 642 to 648 High Street, Schermerhorn's, 224 Westfield Road, Shop and Go, 915 Main Street, Holyoke Discount Liquor. Do you know the street on that or not?
I'm sorry, which one are you on?
Holyoke Discount Liquor,
High Street.
High Street, okay. Rajman Inc., 399 Hillside Avenue, Appleton Market, 435 Appleton Street, Liquors 44 Holyoke, 44 Lincoln Street, Crazy Andy's Liquor, 7 Cabot Street, Jubenville Package Store, 392 Main Street, DePoly Corp., 54 Canal Street, Greg and Adams Package Store, Inc., 1380 Dwight Street, Robert K. LLC, 820 High Street, Route 202 Liquors, 518 Westfield Road, Racing Mark Fuels, 330 Main Street, Tony's Grocery Store.
It's 800 High Street.
Tony's?
Yeah,
Okay. Tony's, I didn't realize it was Tony's.
yeah, the corner of Jackson and Hyde. It's Tony's Autos and then Tony's Store.
Tony's Grocery Store, 800 High Street, One Stop Discount Liquor, 163 to 165 Suffolk Street, Twin Stop Food Store, 625 Homestead Avenue, Dillon Package Store, 589 High Street, and Janjua Convenience Store. Oh wait, you wanted me to take that separate? You wanted to talk
No,
about that?
that's okay.
Okay, Janjua Convenience Store, 539 Pleasant Street.
Everything's done.
Move to approve.
Second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
So
you wanted to give it up, or
no update.
not? Okay,
Just One Stop, the owners of One Stop Perry, he had a stroke, like a really bad stroke. And he can't even like really speak that good, so, there hasn't been no complaints, but I just wanted you guys to know that, cause he came in and he didn't look good at all, so. I don't know what will be happening with the business, but he had a really bad stroke.
That's a terrible thing. Very sorry to hear it.
and it's our. And, for the motor vehicle renewals, you told me to take them separately.
Can we do number 3, because Gomez Enterprises is here?
Okay, so, motion to move up on the list to, take out of order, Gomez Enterprises LLC.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. So first motor vehicle license renewal we're gonna take is Gomez Enterprises LLC, 170 Main Street, Class 2 and repair, continued from November 6th.
So this was continued because of the condition of the lot that the officer went and took. Mariano's present, the owner of the licensee holder, and he provided pictures, and the lot does look way better than the pictures were taken today.
Yeah.
He's also occupying the last bay to the right, so, that used to be a licensed shop. So I told him if he can provide a lease to see if we can just add it on, add that bay. It's all the same address, it's just, it's adding, so it'll be bay 3 and 4, to his license.
And that's because
Okay.
there's multiple licenses at this address,
Correct,
right? And we need a way to be able to just keep track of who's where.
correct.
So that'll come at a future meeting, the
Uh.
proof of the lease, because we haven't gotten it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a massive improvement
It
from what
is.
was presented to us earlier. Maintenance of this is really important. I think it's important to know a lot of auto dealers and repair shops have been facing scrutiny throughout this whole year. What we called you guys in about is like relatively small potatoes compared to some others we're dealing with right now. But I don't see this enforcement effort going away during 2025. So you just want to be mindful of it in front of it, and make sure your property owner's aware of it too. That everybody needs to be making the same effort you're making, because it's going to come back and hurt everybody.
But that was the only issue, everything else was in,
Yeah.
and he just provided updated insurance, but there's nothing else.
So that pretty much solves everything we discussed at the prior meetings then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, move to approve.
Second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Thank you.
Can I
Thank you,
just-
thank you for,
just
thank you for
in
making,
case,
thank you for making that effort. I guess we'll see you sometime soon with the lease.
To add.
It'll be a fun, I mean, you might not be here, but you could just turn that into Alex with the update. There's no need to be here for it.
No,
No,
it
that's
was just
clerical
be adding
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Whoever bill and get it at least, and as soon as he get it, probably by the holidays, it will be
That's okay,
January.
just email.
I will make payments.
Okay,
Thank you, have a good
Great,
night.
thank you.
Thank you, Mariano, for coming in.
So next we have a continuation of Reardon's Garage, 1537 North Hampton Street, Class 2 and repair.
So Raven's Garage was continued because he requested it to be continued because he wanted to be present. But Tashina, and he's not here, but Tashina last month in November, kind of cleared up the number thing, that's the only reason why he was,
Right, and kind of cleared it up to his satisfaction, that's what the
Exactly.
outcome he wanted.
that he doesn't need a number. Besides that, there's no issue with the paperwork.
Okay, move to approve.
Second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, and next we're at, REP Services Company Co. Inc., 145 Hampton Street, Class 2, continued from November 6th.
So this business was continued because I had brought up to the board and also presented pictures. It doesn't really look like a business, an active business. So I needed to, he wasn't requested to come in. It was for me to call and follow up with him. He says he's still in business, so.
Okay, I mean, a lot of these guys are just selling cars on the internet and, they need the space to have a home, so.
Yeah.
So things could be happening and we're not seeing it.
Right,
This is the place on the corner of Chestnut and Hampton.
yep, no, it's Hampton, no, Maple.
Oh, you're right, okay,
Maple, 'cause
yeah.
There's a
yeah.
different one on Chestnut.
Well, yeah, okay, got it, yeah, and, I mean, it's not like the appearance of the place is bad, it's just,
No, it's not, it was just
Yeah,
like, if
just
we're
quiet.
renewing a license with everything going on, I just wanted to make sure we're issuing licenses to active businesses, that's,
totally get that.
yeah.
And I think it's good that Alex is inquiring, because then they know if they start neglecting it,
Yeah.
that that the city is watching.
Yeah,
So I think that's
I
important.
think that's right. So, move to approve.
I second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, now we're on to,
4 and 5, we can do together because it's the same owner.
okay, Springdale Auto Sales, 901 Main Street, Class 2, and Buyas Service, 901 Main Street, this is a repair, both continued from November 6th.
So this, was continued because I mentioned to the board, he has basically, he's leasing the back bay, and the people in the back don't have any licenses to operate, but he continues to lease to them.
Okay, have you had any communication since we last met?
No, I sent the letter,
So-
and Mariano was the one that was here, he stated he didn't receive it, he just happened to call me, and I was like, hey, are you gonna be coming to the meeting? So I don't know if that was the same issue with the holidays, there's a lot of mail going in and out.
Well, also, Mrs. Boulay, Peggy, a colleague of mine on the school committee for many years, she passed away last month, so I think the families, this was the family business.
Yeah, it was the dads and the dads.
That's right, it was Peggy and Johnny who ran the
John
business together.
Jr. took over.
They've now passed, so I think giving them a little bit extra time and leeway to address these issues is probably the appropriate thing to do.
Sure.
I am concerned about somebody operating without a license or trying to operate under somebody else's license.
Yeah.
But it may be they're trying to work all that stuff out if he's the only guy making use of the premises. So I would,
Wow.
so they need to have a license in place going into 25.
Yes.
And we need to have some resolution to this, some clarity about it.
Yeah, because it's been going on for 2 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, right, Johnny passed away in 2022. He
Yeah.
really operated the business.
Yeah.
So,
And again, there's no issues with John, with the son.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him, I told him like, it's gonna affect you and your license if you continue to rent to them, knowing they don't have a license. So we've been in communication, but it makes sense why I haven't heard from him.
these are responsible people.
They are.
Okay, right, so
Yeah.
what I would suggest is that we just go ahead and renew, but also make a plan to have them come in and check in with us in January.
What if we just renewed it to a certain point?
I can do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you want to renew it to?
Well, let's take that to February, just so we can have checked in with them at that time, and then we can extend the renewal at that time if everything's in good order.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we want to have a week or so on to it.
Yes, okay, so say February 15th is a date.
15, perfect.
Is that your motion?
I move to approve a renewal limited to February 15th as we try to resolve the operational issues.
Second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. And now we're on to
6 and 7 we can take together, they're both good.
Dano Used Tire, 240 South Bridge Street, this is a repair, and Car and Truck Max Auto Sales LLC, 395 Maple Street, Class 2 in repair.
Yep, they're both good.
Move to approve.
I second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, now we're on to a special one-day license by Elegant Affairs, and we have the paperwork in front of us. And this is an event on December 13th. That's Friday, from 5 to 7. So it's 100 people, beer and wine given away. They don't have anything down for security.
Nope, so, Elegant Affairs, which is Peggy, she has, pulled out like many one days in the past. This is for Bay State Health, it's very small, very intimate. Her security plans in the past has been, there's always a security driver driving around. And I don't think they're gonna have 100 people in at one time, and I don't know if this helps you guys with an approval, but she has a catering license per the state. But every time she goes, she has to pull out on Monday for events.
Sure.
So, yeah, she has a state license.
Yeah, knowing the facility and probably the nature of what they're doing, I
She
don't
always-
think we're taking an unreasonable risk.
Yep, so the only thing missing is, liquor liability and payment.
Move to approve pending receipt of liquor liability and payment of fee.
I second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Perfect.
Okay, and now we're on to new business. And we have F&M Motors, 414 South Street.
Where are we at?
Sorry, I messed up, this was supposed to be on their old business. I don't even really know at this point, because this is a violation hearing. He was supposed to be here, he was He was here at the November meeting, and in the November meeting, he was here because the Board of Health issued another notice of violation on November 1st. He had 24 hours to correct some of these issues, and then some of the violations were over 30 days. I went today to Board of Health. There's nothing has been done. They ended up condemning the garage now, because it's unsafe. And that's what we were talking about last month. It's unsafe for the public. He
Which you
can't have-
emphasized to him.
He
Yeah,
can't have nobody,
Right.
it's just more he
I remember.
needed to like
Right.
store the cars or have time to remove the cars, but he can't do business there, it's unsafe.
we haven't renewed the license, right?
No, he hasn't even submitted paperwork, but I don't know why like, I mean, if we're not gonna revoke the license, why do we keep adding him to the agenda?
Right, in which case the license for 2024 will expire.
December
at the end of the
31st.
month. At which point, he's gonna be better have a plan to remove those cars they may find to remove for him. And that's gonna be outside of our, it's like, if he doesn't have a license for them to be there, his dealer's plates don't really attach to the property anymore, and that's that.
Yep. And then it's more of an enforcement thing.
Should we, I mean, he didn't even come back.
And I'm surprised, because he's been present in the past. I think one of the major problems here is he's not the owner of the property. He's
Right.
probably thrown his hands up because I guess it's a family member, but it's actually the owner that's got to deal with all these Board of Health
Yes,
and
his
Board of
brother.
Building Department issues, not him.
Yeah.
And so it's like, the guy who's stuck between a rock and a hard place is like, why would I come here? What am I gonna do?
Mhm.
You know, so,
And literally nothing has been
Yeah.
done, like.
Yeah.
Nor the licensee nor the business owner has came into building or to, Board of Health. And I don't think our purview so much is like the house, is the garage was whatever's licensed, and at this point, that's condemned. So I don't even know how we would even issue a new license in 2025.
Well, I don't think we would issue the
That's
license,
no-
but I guess the kind of question is, do we hold the license at some point?
So it's gonna do it by itself. Well, I would say, the guy needs to figure something out by the end of the year, because it's not gonna be a license there after that.
He has like, 3 weeks before his
Yeah.
license expires.
But I'm also wondering, does that send a bad, like, if we just let the license run out, we kind of didn't do anything.
No, it kind of did, because rather than renew year after year after year without asking any questions, this year it was put under intensive scrutiny, more so than almost any other license holder in town. And at the end of 2024, there was no longer a functional business there. I think people would sit up and take notice of that if they're more serious about continuing their operations.
And also, to Mike's point, in November, the board made it very clear, he cannot be doing business there. He cannot have anybody from the public there. That was said clear to him.
Okay, can we follow up? So I understand we're kind of not gonna do anything today, but can we send him a letter letting him know that he should not be operating?
Absolutely. If you
That's-
haven't told, did we just go along those
I
lines?
mean, you told him personally.
Oh, yeah.
You emphasized, but I want something a little more efficient.
Okay.
What
And,
do you
and,
think?
and probably, probably just advising him, the board has not and does not intend to renew. And therefore, you need to have a plan for those motor vehicles to be off that premises
By December 31st.
by December or January 1st or whatever, whichever day you think is the better one to use. Yeah.
I would go December.
End of business, December 31st, yeah.
Because January 1st is a holiday, I mean, the city could show up with a tow truck on January 1st.
Yeah, that's the thing. At that point, he's exposed. And, as we've heard many times from Olympians, it's not unprecedented. That's happened before.
So, say that again, you send a letter saying he can't be operating?
Yeah, that he must not have any members of the public, anybody from the public on this condemned property. And that, his license is not going to be renewed. So the vehicle should be removed by end of business on the 31st of December. If you've got a question about that, we'll be here on the 18th to hear his questions.
And next we have the, are you good?
Yeah.
And next we have the approval of minutes, it was very interesting reading those minutes.
Right? Yeah, especially, there was some pivotal minutes in there.
Yeah.
We got approval of minutes, and can we approve them all in one shot?
We could, if you guys are.
Yeah,
January,
very good.
it was January 4th, 2023, March 1st, 2023, and July 12th, 2023.
So first, let me express my appreciation that they're here and to move to approve.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Do we have any matters?
Just two. First one is the Gateway City transfer that was on our November agenda was denied. And I kind of told you guys that would happen.
By the state?
Yeah, you can't lease a license. There's no such thing as leasing a liquor license.
And we spoke to them about it. That was a very odd situation,
It's
so
a good thing.
now we know.
Now it's on the return no action paper for the state. So there was more issues besides the leasing of the license, but one of the main things, like, you can't lease a license.
Did they have a concern about a school being this intimately close to a nightclub?
Like the state,
Close like in.
the state,
Yeah.
like the state,
Yeah,
that's not a nightclub, it's a venue, so it's different.
okay,
They
yeah,
have a liquor license because they're a venue, they rent it, completely different from a bar.
okay. So that, okay, and that makes sense. And locally, I know of no reason why that would be an impediment for us.
No.
But,
Twenty
you know,
churches.
we cannot give a one-day license for any event in a Holyoke Public School facility. Can't do that. And I don't think we ever have.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's outright illegal.
So,
But that's a public school.
Right.
And there's a huge difference.
so is the denial just for the lease, or was the denial also for,
Multiple reasons.
It was,
did it have anything to do with the school? It being
No,
the school?
no.
That's-
so that was not an issue. That's interesting to me.
All right.
Just something for the lockbox down the road, you know, in case next somebody's like wanted to have the like Eon White Bar and Grill, so we just know it's coming, you know, so.
I used to go to that school.
So a school, you can't get a one-day license within a school.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
For Holyoke Public School,
for
that's not a
public
Holyoke Public.
But
School.
that's a charter school.
It's not even.
It's a private,
It's a
right?
private school. They have to get approval to operate by the school committee in Holyoke, but they did that years ago
Okay.
when they were operating elsewhere. And so there's really not a whole lot regulating them, because there are other things that regulate them as a facility for building, facilities things.
Mhm.
But this is like outside of that, and a pretty steep in education policy, so this stuff is just always interesting to me. It's just a new thing that I get to learn a little something about, because it's now come up. But no, I think, what they really need to do is just hire a very good lawyer to navigate a somewhat challenging situation and redirect how it goes forward, and I hope they do it. It's,
Because I was reading the purchase of sales, and if they don't transfer that license, it goes right back to Gateway City, and they basically lose everything, like, they
Yeah.
lost the money they
No.
invested in it.
right, the venue's gone, Lauderdale can't keep going in Holyoke, I mean, I so hope they get right on top of this. Yeah. Okay.
So that was one, I already mentioned the clubhouse, and then, I was wondering if the license, so a lot of the permits have complaint forms, but for some reason, the license board does not have a complaint form. I know you're very particular when it comes to complaints, either you're gonna come in, or there has to be more behind it. There's some complaints that have been coming in, and, I just prefer for it to be done on a complaint form.
Oh, yeah.
I can forward it to the board, and you guys can kind of let me know what direction to take with that, instead of me just always wondering, or.
Absolutely, have you found models from other communities that are
It's
using?
just a regular complaint form, name, number, the time the complaint came, and then a summary of the complaint. It could be anonymous, they can give a name, but Board of Health has it, building has it, I think we're the only one that. has it.
I certainly encourage that. I think it'll make your job easier, it will make tracking things easier, and it just gives us that additional bit of clarity. So we're not kind of going on memory or going on and you should never be going on what you've heard from anonymous third parties.
Exactly.
That's absolutely no way to make decisions.
Mhm. Yeah. But
It's a great idea. I have one, just back to the Gateway transfer. They haven't done a renewal.
Mhm.
Okay, so,
There's 12 actually that have not renewed. The 12 on my list is absolutely shocking. It's not normal for these licensees to not renew on time. I am afraid we're gonna lose a license, which is the warehouse, because I don't know,
Are they communicating with you?
they're not communicating. Aaron's basically like, they can't come the night before, like last year of the meeting and try to submit paperwork. And then when Jack was here, which was like about 2 years ago, they were in the process of transferring the license. Well, the ABCC denied it, and they kind of like, the license is still under Dad's name, and it cannot be under Dad's name because Dad's no longer here. So I don't really know if they want the license, if they're planning on moving forward with the transfer, so I'm hoping they can answer those questions to you guys whenever they come up.
And there's no contact information for it.
No, Aaron reaches out to Stan, which is, I believe, the wife of one of the sons.
Yeah.
I don't get, the paperwork is not getting returned, from my understanding, there is a body in the building, like a receptionist. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. But as far as like, me harassing somebody to renew their license, I'm sorry, I feel like that is way beyond me. And a courtesy call is fine, letters, but I'm not, like, I can't just keep calling. There's other things I have to do,
Yeah, of course.
especially when we're not getting communicating back. No
So
communication.
we're really looking, my expectation is people will be trying to rush to the office right up to the last minute. We'll have about 30 people coming here at the 18th, looking for something to happen. Because the ones after the 18th are gonna be out of business for a period of time.
And they have to do.
And then they gotta do a
a
re-application.
new,
Yeah.
and they don't wanna go through that, cause the warehouse is not gonna be able to provide when you're, doing a late renewal, it's the same paperwork on the current license. They're not gonna be able to provide that, so their best bet is to renew this license if you guys choose to approve it, that's their best bet though.
Absolutely. I mean, the idea that we'd lose 18 licenses in the city that can never be replaced, that's the worst imaginable outcome.
What do you mean they can never be replaced?
Well, because we're over quota,
But we're not over quota by 18.
No, we're over quota by like 9 or 10.
9 or 10, okay, yeah.
But it's also the license type.
No, in general, we're over quota between off-premise and
I thought
on-premise.
we were over quota by like 3 or 4.
Oh, no, we're over quota by a lot.
Our city's a third smaller than it was when Prohibition ended.
Yeah, and for some reason, our population keeps going down, which I feel like our numbers decreases, so
Yeah, which makes the quota even
even
different.
lower.
Yeah.
But I presented the quota in, August of this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we have a chart.
yeah, there's a quota that shows,
So, I mean, let's see what happens on the 18th,
So,
only 14 days, but a lot can happen.
after today, obviously tomorrow, the 12 licensees who have not renewed will be getting letters.
Yeah.
Letting them know they have until basically December 13th in order to make the December 18th agenda.
Thank you. And that's gonna include making sure the inspections are done and making sure the insurance is renewed and all of that as well, right?
Correct, and
Good
these 12 people haven't even submitted building applications.
Yeah, so they're gonna be on hold for some period. I mean, there you can't look at the building department and say, your backlog shouldn't be these guys' problem. Now they're making it their own problem.
It is, because, building was proactive and was sending out letters since August, so they just kept ignoring the letters. Building just became short-staffed, I believe the week of
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
George left, I think, like.
Yeah, George left Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so they just became short-staffed. Building has done an excellent job being proactive with them. George was making personal phone calls
Yeah.
before he left. So at this point, it is on the licensee.
It's the finding out part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Besides that, I'm booked and busy.
All right, thank you.
December 18th, as of right now, it is via Zoom.
You're
But
gonna try.
I'm gonna try to book it for Hold Up Media because this room is not available because HRA is meeting that day.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reach out to Scott and see if we can do Hold Up Media.
What about the room we used to meet with in the big closet downstairs?
There's no equipment.
Oh, I mean, the one in City Hall. We used to meet in that room in the basement.
I don't know.
Uh,
When we go to the.
Oh, there's no equipment. Oh, you need
Yeah, there's no
electronic,
equipment.
you need electronic, but yeah. I mean, it was like a storage, it was like a giant storage room. who used to meet in.
It's gonna be 5:15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, please try and get, I prefer the live meeting,
Oh, yeah, me too.
it's easier to hear.
Okay.
I think it's better if people wanna come, I mean, and that sounds like it might be a little bit of a crazy meeting. Or,
Maybe not.
or a little- depending, I mean, with everything outstanding.
Right. Well, like I said, a lot can happen in 2 weeks. Let's hope it's all right.
I hope so.
Okay, so 18th, and you're gonna try and get it at Holyoke Media.
Yep, so as soon as by next week, I should have a response, so prepare, I'll send an email to all 3 commissioners.
Great, so we're ready to close?
Yes, I am.
So,
Adjourn.
you wanna make a motion to close the meeting for Wednesday, December 4th at 6:20 PM?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.